So, as an end user, this is what you can expect to see. Your practitioner, once they've set up a project, they will create a login for you and send it out to you by email. So you'll receive an email, and here's mine, um, with a little bit of text that your practitioner has created in their project screen, just to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. And It should also contain your practitioner's contact details. So if you've got any questions, you can get in touch with them and ask them ahead of time. Um, and at the bottom of the email, there will be a link to the login page and your username and password. So the best way to do this is just to copy your username, being really careful not to copy in any extra spaces because that can confuse things. So we'll just click the login link, which will not take you there, it will take you here. So we paste in that username and also the password. So we'll copy that and paste that into the password field. Your username and password fields will of course be blank. Mine have something in because I've previously logged in. So we just click login and that will take me to this screen. So Adam Smith is my name, and in case my practitioner has spelt my name wrong, my name is actually Adam Smythe, not Adam Smith, we'll say, so I can change my name or change the spelling of my name just to make certain that that's correct, and click continue. So the first screen that you'll see is some text really just giving you an explanation of how the assessment works and just explaining what you need to do. So once I've read that, I'll click Start My Assessment, and what I'm faced with is a series of multiple choice questions. So it's simply a group of words, and I need to pick which one of those I believe most describes me. Now, nobody's looking over your shoulder, and we don't see the actual answers that you give, simply the numbers that are crunched at the end that create the report. So the thing is not to be shy and to be as honest as you possibly can. So if I believe actually what I am is charming, then I may not want to say that publicly, but actually if that's what I believe about myself, then that's what most describes me, and then click next. I can go back and change that, at least for the moment. What I'm then left with is 3 remaining words, and I simply need to pick the one that I think least describes me, and I may think that actually of those 3 I am least tolerant, and I click next. And then I'm faced with another 4 words. So it's simply repeating that process for 30 questions. That shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes at the outside. Now, very often I'll find 2 words, or maybe more, and I think, well, they all seem to describe me. At that point, really, it's firstly trying to be as honest as I possibly can and think, well, actually, of all of those, which one is the most appropriate for me? And if I still can't decide, then simply go with your gut instinct a little bit, or maybe think about what somebody else might say about you. You know, your partner or your work colleagues. How would they answer the question? Maybe. So it's really just trying to find the truest possible answer that you can. And the more honest you are, or the truer your answers, the better the result you'll get. I won't take you through all 30 questions. They're all much the same. For a stage 2 report, there are also some contextualised questions as well at the end. Those aren't available just yet, but they will be coming along soon. So once I've answered all 30 questions, the last button simply says finish. So I click finish, and this report, which is actually completed, or the assessment which is actually completed on my browser, is then uploaded back to the site. And within 5 or 10 minutes, your practitioner will receive a notification email saying that you've completed your assessment. Now, he or she may simply email you the assessment there and then, if that's what's been agreed, or perhaps they'll present it to you in hard copy later on at a training event or at a coaching session or whatever it might be. And the report that you can expect will look something like this, which gives you a certain amount of information. So some basic information about how the report works, and then your chart. So in this case, it said is my leading behavior is analyzing, and it's the only engaged behavior I have, although I do have quite a large amount of organizing there as well. So the write-up will simply explain what that chart means, give you a write-up about your leading behavior or your leading and supporting behavior if you've got two engaged. So that's a prose write-up, if you like, followed by some slightly more succinct bullet point descriptions of your behavioural type. And then a little bit of a description about the lesser modes that you use. So in my case, my supporting mode is organising, so it will give me a little a write-up about that. And then right down to the ones that I tend to use least of all, so driving mode and energising mode in this case. So again, a little write-up about what that means. Some information on communicating, so my communication style and how I might modify that to deal with people of a different communication style. A little bit of advice on maybe how I might develop my main behavioural mode, but also how I might think about developing some of the other ones. And then again, some more generic information, really about how that correlates with other assessments that I might have done in the past. And lastly, at the back is always my practitioner's contact details. So if I do have any questions, I can always contact him or her and ask those.